According to Forbes, 75% of leading brokerages in the US have already implemented AI into their business and workflows in 2024. Now, as a real estate agent or business owner, I'm sure you know how crucial it is to stay ahead of the competition if you want to succeed in this industry. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 ways that you can implement AI into your real estate business or workflows so that you can take back time, get more leads, and slash costs. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ibrahim from AI Boosted, where we help businesses from real estate all the way to e-commerce take back time, slash costs, and get more leads through the power of AI, whether it's customer support automations or outbound phone callers, which I'll show later in the video. You can book a discovery call down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that we're going to have a look at is an AI outbound prospecting phone caller, which is going to ring up landlords and property owners to establish whether they want to sell the property or not, and then book in photo shoots, send market values, or even send reports to them based on their response. Here's a quick demo of that.
Hi, Ibrahim. I'm Alex from Lux Realtors. Is your apartment in the Palm available to rent?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. When would be a convenient time for a representative from our group to come to shoot some photos of the property? Let me check
Around tomorrow.
For tomorrow, we have a slot available at 8 a.m. Does that time work for you?
No, something a little bit later.
All right. In that case, we have another slot available at 4:30 p.m. Would that be suitable for you?
Yeah.
Great. I'll go ahead and book the photo shoot for 4:30 p.m. Just to confirm, your apartment is located at the Palm Jumeirah Shoreline Apartments. Could you please provide me with your apartment number?
Yeah, it's number 15.
The photo shoot is now booked for 4:30 p.m. tomorrow at your apartment, number 15 at the Palm Jumeirah Shoreline Apartments. We'll be looking forward to seeing you there. Is there anything else you'd like to ask before we end the call?
In practice, this automation would go down your leads list of prospects, converting them into sellers who are already booked in photo shoots for their properties. This frees up resources which you can then dedicate to what matters most to you, which is either growing your real estate business if you're a business owner or furthering your real estate career. So I hope you enjoyed the demo. Now let's quickly go through the assistant and its setup. For starters, we've got the model, which is the GPT-4o mini real-time preview. Now this is one of the models behind OpenAI's advanced voice mode, which they've recently unveiled. And as you can see here, for our first message, we're basically saying, hi, first name, I'm Alex from Lux Realtors. Is your property name available to rent? And then we go into the instructions here. So once the user responds, if they said no, then we ask the AI to follow these instructions, which is to send a report over about the properties like theirs, and also give them the market value. And then ask them if they would still like to book a photo shoot. If they said yes, then we'll say, that's great or perfect, and go through the photo shoot booking process. And if they're pushing back or uncertain, then we'll, sort of tempt them by getting their property rent, the potential rent that they could be getting via a calculated tool. So to handle those rejections when the lead says no or is unsure, we can send them market values and reports about their property as well, just like in this example.
Based on current market trends, your apartment could fetch around 140,000 AED per year. Would you like me to send over a detailed report on the property market in your area?
In here, we're telling it to remain formal while giving concise and friendly responses, using a British accent with an optimistic tone of voice, and telling it to speak a bit faster than usual while keeping speech clear and understandable. So unlike normal traditional voice AI, it can basically express emotion a lot more better, and you can include the speed right within the prompt, or if the user asks it to slow down a bit, it can slow down as well. While with normal voice AI, it can't really do that. Next up, we're also giving it some context about Lux Realtors, which is a fake real estate agency based in the UAE, and then giving it a bit more info on photo shoot slots and how to present them, and then some info on the user, their Go High Level contact ID, which will come in handy later, and the current time and date in the time zone of Lux Realtors, which is Asia/Dubai. Moving on, we've got our integrations here with Go High Level. So this is using Realphone AI's integrations in this tab. You can see we have loads of integrations with different providers like Go High Level and Cal.com, so you can book those appointments in. And what these integrations do is this first one will get the slots, and then once it's got the available slots and it's confirmed it with the user, we can then go ahead and book the appointment in Go High Level for that contact via its ID. We also have an automation to link to VoiceFlow's knowledge base, which will basically be where the agent gets info it doesn't really know about or it's not in the prompt from. So for example, if they ask something about where Lux Realtors is based, then it would look through this knowledge base here, which links to the other assistant I'm going to show you later on in this video. As for our tools, we've enabled the end call tool, so we can end the call on its own. And we've got a really advanced property rent calculator, as you can see. Obviously, you can change this to a make webhook, for example, and add a few parameters there. But basically, all this does is it just returns the value 140,000 AED per year, which the assistant can then say to the user to tempt them into getting a photo shoot done so that they can rent the property out. Finally, we've got a send report tool, and this basically just sends an SMS message to the user at the number they're calling, basically giving a link to the report. Now that's all great, but what about the cost of the call? So if we go around here into our calls, we can see the call lasted 1 minute and 22 seconds, and it only costed us 47 cents to get a prospect on board with a photo shoot. Now, this is where AI cuts costs for you. Normally, with traditional employees, you'd be paying them by the hour, no matter how many prospects they've called or how much time they've spent on the phone. If you don't need them, you still have to pay them by the hour. Now, with AI, you just give it a list of prospects, have it call them all up, and then once it's done, you don't need to pay it anymore. You only pay for the amount of time spent on the phone. Essentially, rather than paying for the hours worked, you're only paying for the amount of work that has actually been done. Next up, we have a comprehensive AI agent that's going to automate property inquiries, viewing bookings, recommendations, all while capturing leads such as sellers, buyers, and investors. This would ideally live rent-free on your website or social DMs such as WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. For starters, I'm just going to show you a quick demo of the property recommendations, lead capture, and viewing bookings so that you can see how this all works in practice. So here's our chat widget in the bottom right corner. If we click on it, it's going to give us a quick greeting. And if we ask it for recommendations, so if I click on this button right here, it's going to ask me what properties I'm looking for in particular. I'm going to say a property in the Valley community. And by the way, this is a new VoiceFlow widget. If you're already on a support plan with us at AI Boosted, then we'll upgrade you to this for free. So it's going to ask us a few questions. So have you got a set budget? I'm going to say around 4 million. 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. And it should find us some recommendations. There we go. And as you can see, we've got a little carousel as well of all the properties and some comprehensive descriptions about each one. Now, if we wanted to learn more about one of these properties on the carousel, you just click here on Learn More. And as you can see, we have options to book a viewing, show directions, and get the nearby facilities. So if we click on nearby facilities, it should get the nearby facilities in a 1 kilometer radius and the times to walk there as well, and then summarize them in this message. Now, let's move on to booking viewings. So if we click on this one, it should ask us a few questions. So I'm going to give it my full name, my email. I think the next one's my phone number. Yep. And a time and a date. So we'll go for Wednesday at 3 p.m. And that should take in all our info and add it to a viewing spreadsheet or a CRM so that we can have the real estate agent contact us later. Now, moving on to capturing the lead info, since we've already got the viewing booking info from the lead, so their name, email, phone number, we've already basically captured the lead essentially. So let's just reset the conversation. And we just need to ask it 2 questions to trigger the lead capture process. So for question number 1, I'm going to say, What locations do you do? It's going to generate an answer live in front of us. And also, what is your contact info? After this step, it should trigger the lead capture process where it will ask us this question. So, why are we interested in buying a property? And I'll say I'm an investor. It's going to acknowledge that and then ask us for my email and our phone number. It's just a fake phone number and our full name. Cool, then it should move on to some investor specific info. So our budget will be around 5 million and a specific location, let's say Blue Waters. And the best time to contact me would be, let's just say Wednesday at 5 p.m. And that will basically add our info to the leads list or the CRM, where the team can then pick up on that info and use it to contact the investor. Now that you've seen the demo, let's go behind the scenes. So to start off, this agent is based on VoiceFlow's platform. So as you can see here, we've got our agent and we've got a few workflows. We've got the home workflow, which is what they start off with, those first two messages and the options. Then the book workflow to book those viewings, lead capture workflow, the seller capture recommendations for property recommendations, the human handoff workflow as well. So if the user has a really niche question that the agent can't really answer, then they'll be handed off to a human. And finally, we've got the property inquiries workflow as well to give info about properties. Now, you might be wondering where all this information comes from. Well, it comes from the knowledge base. Right here, we have a very comprehensive knowledge base. The first entry is basically all the info about our fake real estate agency called Lux Realtors, and then our properties here. So we've got 122 entries of properties. And what happens is when the agent is asked a question about these properties, it will look here, find the property, and then give them the relevant answers. And for property recommendations, it does the same and gives them the properties in a carousel as well. Now, if you remember a while back, I was talking about linking a VoiceFlow knowledge base to a real phone AI assistant. So this is the knowledge base that has been linked to it. And this is going to become very useful for the last automation I'm going to show you in this video. If you need to sign up to VoiceFlow, I'll include a link down in the description below as well. For more about the setup, you can check out my 4-hour tutorial where I go through how to create this exact same chatbot step by step. I'll link it up here somewhere or down in the description below. This next automation is going to be really helpful for property viewings, especially for people new to the property. It's an AI agent loaded with all the property's info so that realtors can ask it key questions before the viewing so that they can sell the property like an expert. So to illustrate this, I'm just going to show you it in practice. Now, this could be an app, this could be a WhatsApp bot, or this could be a web portal. And basically all you would do is you would say, I am viewing X property. So we'll go with the Elva at the Valley, and it should pull it up in its knowledge base and load it into the assistant. So now we can ask it anything. So for example, I have a family of 4 with 2 young kids doing a viewing today. So what are some good selling points that I should mention? And it should generate it for us. There we go. So it talks about family-friendly activities, community benefits, home features, lifestyle advantages, and wellness focus. And it gives us a bunch of points that we can use in the property viewing to sell the family on this better. Now, this last automation is an AI inbound caller, which is going to automate your customer support lines so that it picks up customer calls immediately, handles them, gives them the right answers, and books in viewings for them as well. It also takes down lead info such as buyers, sellers, and investors so that you can re-engage them later on if a new property comes out that might interest them. Let's have a look at what it sounds like.
Hi, it's Sarah from Lux Realtors. How can I help you?
Hey, I was wondering about the starting price of the Avena 2.
Hold on for a moment. I'll look up the starting price for the Avenues 2. The starting price for Avena 2 at the Valley is 4.37 million dirhams. It's a beautiful community of elegant four-bedroom villas designed to offer a sustainable lifestyle. Would you like any more information or assistance with booking a viewing?
Yeah, could I book a viewing then, please?
Sure. Could you please provide me with your preferred date and time for the viewing?
Around tomorrow?
Hold on for a moment. I'll check the available slots for tomorrow. We have slots available tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. What time would you prefer?
11:30.
Could you please provide me with your name for the booking?
It's Ibrahim Afsal.
Your viewing at Avena 2 at the Valley is booked for tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. If you need anything else, feel free to ask.
Now, in practice, you could also add some qualification questions in, but for new real estate agents, you really want all the clients you can get. So in this example, I've obviously included no qualification questions. And these real-time agents are multilingual by default. For example, if I said, hey, can you speak to me in Arabic, please?
بالطبع يمكنني التحدث معك باللغة العربية. كيف يمكنني مساعدتك اليوم؟
Now, as always, a little bit about the setup. We're using a bigger model here, GPT-4o, not mini, real-time preview, with a relatively low temperature as well to basically keep it on the more deterministic side rather than being more creative. And simple first message saying, hi, first name, it's Sarah from Lux Realtors, how can I help you? Now, as you can see in the demo, it just said, hi, how can I help you? That's because there wasn't a first name provided, so it didn't use it. But if we captured the lead, then it would actually recognize the lead and then say their first name in the greeting. So it'd say, hi, Ibrahim, the next time I called it. In our instructions, it tells the assistant who they are. Then it also talks about noting down seller info, all the instructions about if the user wants to invest, if the user wants recommendations, or if they want to book a viewing as well. And as you can see here, we've included some other instructions. For example, if they want to cancel or reschedule to avoid those no-shows. Now, this works really well if preserve call data is on. So once you switch that on, the assistant is going to recognize the user and then they'll be able to cancel and reschedule appointments as well. We also have human handoff here. So basically, if we wanted to hand off to a number, which is the one down here, then finally we've got voice into tonality instructions, basically telling it how to say prices, telling the user to hold on before using any tools, and a little bit of context about Lux Realtors and our knowledge base as well, which links to the assistant I showed you in automation number 2, I believe. As you can see here, we have a few integrations. We're using cal.com this time just to illustrate the integrations RealPhone AI has, and the send SMS integrations with Twilio so that the assistant can send text messages to the user, for example, messages about the properties that they've asked for, or links to view them online. As for our tools, we have the add seller to list and add investor to list tool, which basically captures the leads and adds them to a leads list using a make webhook. I believe I've shown this make webhook in my 4-hour tutorial, so once again, it will probably be linked down in the description below. And as for parameters, we're getting the name, property location. This is for the sellers and the number of bedroom. And for the investors, we're just getting their name, their budget, and their desired location to invest in. If you do want to use RealPhone AI, I'll include a link down in the description below. So I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you did, it would be really appreciated if you smash the like button. Once again, if you're a real estate agent or business owner and you're serious about implementing AI into your own business, don't hesitate to book a free AI agent/systems discovery call down in the description below. And as always, if you want to see more content like this, then please do subscribe to the channel. That's all from me, and I'll see you in the next one.